everybody, this is Chris DeFurio with Keys to the Shop. Welcome to another edition of Shift Break. Today's episode is brought to you by La Marzocco, who has been creating espresso machines by hand in Florence since 1927. They are an amazing company. They listen to the needs of their customers, innovate accordingly. They are the quintessential espresso machine if you want reliability, beauty, and quality all wrapped up into one machine. La Marzocco is where it's at. Now, one great example of the innovation that they are known for is the KB90 espresso machine. The KB90 uses straight-in locking portafilter technology. La Marzocco invented this to help with ergonomics in locking in the portafilter. It also has scales built into the drip tray for extraction precision. It also features auto flush in the group heads that keeps everything clean effortlessly and improves workflow. It's one example of many different types of espresso machines that La Marzocco has available for you that fit your needs exactly. Email them today to talk to one of their salespeople. They'll fit you with the right espresso machine. info@lamarzocco.usa.com. Truly, if you're looking for the right machine to start out with, or if you want to upgrade and you're scaling your business, La Marzocco is the perfect partner to help bring you that quality and reliability that coffee shops need to be successful. Again, check them out, info@lamarzocco.usa.com, and then their website, of course, lamarzocco.usa.com. Now, today's episode is also brought to you by Espressly, who's creating custom branded mobile apps to help bring the spirit and feel of your business into the convenience of mobile ordering. You're not just another dot on a map with Espressly. This, like I said, has your branding, is your feel of your business. And when your customer pulls out their phone to look for coffee, they see you. And so it's a no-risk model with Espressly. There's no setup or development fees. You get a drive-through payment scanner, receipt and label printing capabilities. You also get all the data is stored in the app, and it integrates with some of the best payment processing systems, including Square. I would encourage you to reach out to them to have them get started on your app today. To do that, just visit espressly.co. That's espressly.co. All right, everybody. Well, today I wanted to talk to you about how to pitch your ideas. Now, there's a couple of ways we can attack this. And one of them, that's the reason why I'm actually recording this, is more about how you can, as a manager or a trainer or somebody who's not the owner, pitch your ideas to the owners so that they're more likely to say yes to your idea, or at the very least, really respect the kind of effort that you put in to communicate this idea. Now, a lot of baristas and managers and trainers alike communicate to owners the same way that we don't like owners to communicate to us. And that is usually we shoot from the hip. We just get it out there in one just like idea burst. And there's not a lot of forethought that goes into it. And so on the receiving end of that kind of communication, we feel a little insulted. They don't understand the situation we're in. They don't understand the context that we find ourselves in. As baristas, they want all these things. They have these ideas, but they really aren't considering X, Y, and Z. And so because of that, it feels like we're less likely to be receptive to these things. Now, the difference is we kind of have to be. And that's its own tension because they have the authority. They're our bosses, right? But this is one of those things that contributes to a lack of culture, a lack of buy-in that owners always are talking about, that owners are combating. And so consideration goes a long way. And I will say that it's kind of difficult when we turn this around and say, you should do the same thing for owners. I think sometimes it's difficult for us to get over the idea that we need to show the same kind of empathetic consideration because we automatically assume that somebody with authority should just suck it up and, whatever, more than we should. But they're human beings too. And usually there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than you know about. Now, you might be in a privileged position to know how the sausage is made more than somebody else. The average barista, though, has a whole pile of assumptions that they make about what's going on behind the scenes. I would say over 50% of what their assumptions are are incorrect and they're based on maybe past experiences or just like a kind of a negative confirmation bias. And that leads to a lot of missed opportunities and relational tension. So, on this shift break today, I wanted to just mention a few things that will help you when you've got ideas that you think are going to be beneficial for the baristas that you work with, for the cafe, and you want to pitch this to somebody who has the power to make it happen. And what I mean is, they can change a policy, throw money at it, they can fund it, whatever. And you want to convince them of the rightness of this cause. So the first thing you have to do is think through the application of your idea in the real world. What would this look like in practice? Is your idea actually a good idea? Or is it something that you just kind of thought of, and because you thought of it, of course, it's amazing, so you're just going to throw it out there? Ideas can be pretty oppressive if they keep coming at people without any consideration for the situation that person finds themselves in. A constant flow of ideas of, you should do this, you should do that. You know, it would be fun if you X, Y, and Z. And you know what we really need over here is this, that, and the other. Those can come in so fast and so furiously that they're just rejected, often because they are given without the reality of the situation being considered. So if you want to make a change to a policy, you want to buy a new piece of equipment, you want to rearrange the way the bar's workflow is going, then what you need to do is take on the responsibility. The burden of proof is on you to make the case for your change. And basically break it down and say, here is the current reality. Here is how things operate. Show that you have a firm grasp on the way things currently work, and give positive assumption to the way things currently work. Don't go in there and say, here's the crappy way that y'all decided to do things. I think it stinks. Good thing I'm here because I've got an idea. No, that's not a way to start. It may be that your bar was not designed well, but you're not going to really get it to be designed better if you just spend the first part of this pitch talking about how things are crappy. You have to give a little bit more credit to people for where they found themselves. Currently, the way our bar operates is this way. From the beginning, we've seen the cafe grow. We've seen it be successful. Time has shown that we might need to evolve the way that we operate behind the bar. And I have a suggestion that I think might help us get to that next level. Now, you're not throwing anyone under the bus in that process. You're just acknowledging, we work this way right now. This has been what has worked to get us to where we are. Here's what could possibly help us to get to the next level. This could be something small. It could be something big. But then you make your suggestion. Here's what I would do. Here's how it would work. And then next, what is the benefit? Do you save time? Do you save money? Do you save both? Do you improve the customer experience? If you go from air pots to gravity pots, but gravity pots cost a lot more, is there a difference between those two things that you think is not a negligible difference, that you could actually make the case for that? What is the cost involved in this? Have you thought that through? If you presented just one sheet of paper that had these elements in it, where you said, here's the situation right now, have some positive assumption towards it, offer up an idea that you have that might help enhance what currently is, show how it would work, what the results would be, what the initial cost is, what the benefits are, and break it down in a very succinct manner so that they can see it's not just them coming into my office and saying, hey, I have an idea. And then I'm going to leave all of the logistics and all of the breakdown of the cost, benefit analysis, et cetera, to you. You want to be considered a professional. This is one of the most professional things you could do if you want to contribute to the development and the improvement of where you work. And I guarantee you, if you do this, if you create a proposal similar to this with those things in mind, with these kinds of things in mind, people are going to look at you differently. People are going to take what you have to say more seriously, even if the thing that you just presented is not done. Later on, they're going to be like, they have a suggestion for something. They've done their homework. It's not just this easy come, easy go attitude of I'm going to throw an idea out there and then I'll get bent out of shape because ownership just doesn't, pluck it out of the air and make it happen amidst all the moving parts of this giant machine. No, it'll bring more maturity to you and your relationship with reality. And a lot of people who work in coffee bars really desire to run their own cafe. And if that's you, if you're a manager, trainer, or barista, and you think, "Ah, I could do this better," hey, prove it. Put it out on paper and, do your due diligence. Where you work right now may not be perfect, but it's a great opportunity for you to practice doing your due diligence because one day you might have your own space and these kinds of exercises will serve you well. And I guarantee once you're in the position of leadership, you'll want somebody to go through the same kind of steps and considerations when they come to you with ideas as well. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know. Send me an email. Let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Chris@keystotheshop.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and share these episodes. As always, I will see you here next week on another edition of Shift Break, from keys to the shop.